Hola.
Alright, everybody. Hello, welcome. We're working on one of the uh, clipboard parks, which I'm using to create a couple different things. I've got the idea over there where the buildings are at, so I want to incorporate that into the actual park now. And now I'm creating some of the NPCs along with some of the characters I use when I'm playing Minecraft. I have 3 worlds here on the PlayStation 5, one for each of my characters, which is Katie Witch, Daubers, and Sergeant Bones. Then I went and created these NPCs, is what I call them, because that's what they are. So I got a couple more I want to make or create to go along with a storyline that I can create with these guys. I started something similar to Dauber's hats there, where I created that little behind the shop, that little scene right there. I could do something on that, or maybe a little bigger, on a bigger scale, but we'll see. You have a castle to build yet, and I need to go back into that park and kind of look it over and see what I can do. Where I'm just playing with this. Like I said, this is just a park I use to create these things without interfering or accidentally having them connect to something I don't want them to. Then when I try to use them, I can't, because it takes every. So that's why I start these new worlds with nothing there and just kind of bring them in from my workbench. And now I'm trying to attach them to these here automated tools, which this here particular one lets them kind of wobble around or maneuver. So like when they're walking, they kind of got a wobble to them. There's one with the spring, but that's way too. I think you can adjust that maybe so that it wouldn't be so. I was playing with that earlier with one of the skeletons, and like I said, I'm just trying different things here. Usually I put different buses here. I have a couple buses I created for the Black Knight lines, and then there's one too, I think, for the Red Line. I do believe I have 2 sides of the park, so that's why I said it's been a while since I've been there. I'm going to have to go check it out. Some of these clips I got in here, I got them sped up, and I've had to speed them up 4 times on this one to get it all to fit in under the 15-minute without having to cut all the stuff that I'm doing. So I try to cut the volume down, so because you get like the chipmunk voices going, and the old music sometimes will come through real rap. So, but they're doing really good. Our transitions are good. We have the music online, and now I'm just doing some commentary while we're sitting here putting this here track together. The idea I want to do is I want to bring in a ride. My buddy in his park, he's got the bus line, and I'm thinking about using that and having this here going around the bus line as the guys are being chased by the creeper and the skeletons as they go around the track. That's the idea anyway. So, but what's going to happen is when I go to, I got it all here. So I can't save the whole thing as one item so I got to rebuild it when I go into the park. But now that I know what to do or how to do it, I can throw one together, put it in the park, and then I can just grab them and use it where I can see in a dark ride. That make like a scene. You can do a whole big scene in behind them as your cart is coming through. And it's the 3 characters. Like I said, I have one for Katie Witch. There's a world there. I started a world for Daubers, and I do have one for Sergeant Bones. Now, my PlayStation 4 downstairs, I have the original compound that I created for Katie Witch and Sergeant Bones, and then Daubers. So there's two little statues there I built of them two doing their little Daubers and Katie Witch. They grew up and went to school to become wizards or witches. They were good students. They're good. They like to help out. So Katie Witch is a good witch. She makes great cookies, and that's the stall I've created over there on that other park, which I need to recreate now in my original park, along with Sergeant Bones' Chow Hall and Dauber's hats. This is just, like I said, this is just something I'm playing around with, trying to grab ideas. I don't think I'll use that portal with this here. But what you can do, though, you can cover it up with blocks and make it look more Minecraft, so it can still have the tunnel type thing going. So you can do a couple different things. You can use it for transitioning into a dark room, maybe using a ride, create a tunnel. Because I think you can enlarge those. So depending on the size of your path and what you're trying to cover, you can do some neat things with that. And right now, I am adjusting these NPCs so that. What happened was I had made one of these earlier, and it looked great. But then I noticed that when I put it to the ground and I put it down to everybody's feet, the creeper was floating. He was too high. And it's too hard, just like once you get this whole thing put together, to break it down to get just the creeper and adjust the creeper. So I rebuilt the whole thing, and that's what I'm doing here, is I'm trying to put them at the right height so that when I sink the track into the ground, they're all on the ground run. So excuse me a second. Alright, so that's what I was doing, is I'm trying to get them all at the same level so that they're on the same level, and I can use that in different things in the park. Like I had a little one going right here. Like it's all sped up though. It's a little bit slower than that. And you can adjust the speed on it too. You can have them just going as fast, or you can have it right down to a crawl almost. The same thing with the movement of these characters now. Each one of those characters would have, you can be real stiff or it can be real loose and real wobble. So you can adjust different things. Or what you could do too is, instead of using this movement tool, you can use a rotational tool, and you can have them oscillating back and forth. So like and then you put them on a track, and then they'll look like they're walking as opposed to just sliding across the surface. So, and I can redo that when I rebuild them when I get back into the park. And the thing is, I have each one of these saved so I can do what I did here, and I'm getting better at being able to attach it. So sometimes I think a lot of it has to do with how many pieces it is. Sometimes it's easier to put the tool down, highlight what you're gonna grab, and then make a copy of that, and then that copy will attach because it's one unit, as opposed to a bunch of different users. Just excuse me. And so it takes a little bit to figure out what to do, trying to get them to work, and that's what I'm doing here. You see, I got them attached, and it's trying to get it in the right spot. There we go. And see how it wobbles? So they wobble while they walk, so it's not just a that's the idea. That's what I'm trying to do with all of them. Now I'm going to do it with Sergeant Bones, and I'm just going through too, and I'm changing the color on them to kind of match the character that it didn't attach. Come on, try it again. It won't attach. It won't attach. Okay, so I bring that out. Try it again. There it is. Now grab him, and then now you can attach him because he's one unit. I think like that other skeleton that's a big piece, so it might have took me to make a copy of that to get the one unit, and then I was able to attach to that little piece. So there's a little one, a little skeleton. I thought the big one was a little too big, but then I can remember the Outcast guys. They were doing one of their runs with Minecraft stuff, and they had to fight a giant skeleton, so it is in the game. So it's like, okay, yeah, there was a giant skeleton he had to fight, and that's a pretty good fight too, trying to get it. They did, and so I can keep in them because they do have big ones in the game, depending upon where you are and the different scenarios and stuff. See, Minecraft has so much stuff it's like, well, I've been with it for quite a few years now. I've created a couple of different worlds, and I've gotten, like I said, that one port that me and Phil Ed built. Oh, that was so cool. And it's hard to get. You gotta have some kind of. I can't connect to her gaming system now. I don't know, but maybe we sit down and start a different thing. But I do have 3 worlds. I have 3 worlds for each one of these characters, and I'm gonna do a little bit more with them. But I just want to get part of this park done, and so I can run to different parks or try some different stuff. But at the moment, the stuff here don't have any water park stuff to it, so but I can include that in with the pools and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Why? Because I got the boat ride there, and then I could do something similar using these guys. I don't know. That might be too much though. That's the percentage of. So I got to get the buildings in around the castle. Build a castle. Put in the cookie shop, the hat shop, the chow hall, and then I can do a couple different things. See if there's a couple of flat rides I can put in. A couple of my favorite ones, Tilt-A-Whirl, and I call it the hammer. And it's because that one it looks like a hammer that it spins up and around and around. I think there's a different name for it, but that's what I call it, the hammer. Okay, let's do a script flip real quick. All right, good job. We did the script flip. The reason I do that is I slide down to the end, then I know how much room I have without going over, and this keeps it in under the 15-minute mark. It's kind of like my, you can't go beyond this point. So I do this script flip and miss a voiceover. Slide that down, and just letting everybody know transitions, music, voiceovers, everything is good. Everyone did a good job. It's coming along. I like what I see, and now I'm getting all kinds of, like, that's part of the castle thing in my other park. So this is going to work out great. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a good day. Script cut and then post, put it in the canon on the shelf from ELA Studio in Central Level Grizz. Guys, thank you for watching, thank you for following, thank you for liking. Okay there, Mr. Ever, you get some slide this down. Alright, good job, thank you everyone, thank you Mr. Voiceover. That was perfect. We slide these all down and that gives us a little more room to finish off.